based off of what you do on your free time and what you have to do, my question would be, do you read for free? Do you read because something like a school assignment tells you to do it, or do you have the willpower to read on your own?
Do I read for free? Well, I do read for free. I don't always read when my teachers tell me to read. I actually read on my spare time. Like, I read all types of books, mystery, fantasy, even some nonfiction. But yeah, I don't feel that the only way a teenager or just any guy or female has to read is because their teachers tell them to. I read on my spare time.
So the question is, do you read for free? My understanding of the question is, do you read outside of the classroom? Now, me personally, I read outside of the classroom because it's advancement. So, do you read for free? Yes, I do read for free. I read a lot of books, a lot of literature for classes as well, which don't really count for free, but we do read. I do read.
Do you read for free, or do we read for free? I believe society does not read at all anymore. If someone isn't forcing you to read, or if someone isn't putting pressure on you to complete a task, today's society will not pick up a book and read and just benefit themselves. I feel like people who read benefit themselves and teach themselves and pretty much motivate themselves to do more. When we was children, my little sisters read all the time. People was always reading. You never see no more young teenagers, no more young people, young adults just reading just to read. I feel like reading gives you access to valuable knowledge that you cannot just pick up in the streets or from teachers. You pick it up for yourself and you discover more about yourself and you learn a little bit more. So I feel like when someone asks me, do I read? I do read. I love to read, and it just helps mold the person.
Do I read for free? My answer would be yes, but not only for my leisure time, but I read because it helps me survive. I feel like in this world there's an abundance of knowledge everywhere, and I feel like we have every opportunity to go out there and search for knowledge. So when I read, I want to get the knowledge that even if we go to low performing schools that get shut down by the city, we still can have a way to educate ourselves and still get out of the conditions we live in.
What is more important, to be Booksmart or Streetsmart? Between a debate versus is Booksmart better than Streetsmart, I honestly feel Streetsmart is way better than Booksmart. Not in the aspects is like, oh yeah, Booksmart will get you places in life, but if you don't know the streets, how you gonna survive, you know? Booksmart can always come later, so I'd rather learn Streetsmart way before Booksmart, because that's how I learn it.
Well, I feel like being Booksmart and Streetsmart, you can use as your advantage in the outside world. I feel like you need both elements to use. You need a little bit of book smart and street smart, so it can help you in the outside world. And that's my opinion. That's
Well, to me, I feel like you have to be street smart and at the same time book smart. The reason I say street smart is because street smart, you have to be a little bit more active in the streets. You learn a lot of responsibilities, a lot of actions you learn, and you also grow tough out of it, because sometimes you gotta be tough in this world. Book smart because you gotta have knowledge. You always gonna learn something each and every day, and you will never stop learning. You will always learn, and that's why I say you have to be both on the middle side. So don't forget that being street smart and book smart is nothing to be wrong, to be bad with.
Why do we have a take mentality?
I have such a take mentality. Personally, I believe I got a take mentality myself too, because growing up where I grew up, it's either things are not given to you. So if you want something or you need something, you got to take it. And if you have a give mentality in the neighborhood I'm in, people are gonna just take from you, so you have to be the one taking things. And also, when you give things out and people see that you're a calm person, they take that for weakness, and you can never be a weak person, because weak people don't make it in life. So if people have to have a take mentality to survive where they at, that's the mentality they have to have. And everyone isn't a giver, so there gotta be some takers in life.
Why do people have such a take mentality? people have such a take mentality because as little kids we tend to receive gifts for our birthdays and Christmas. And as we grow older, we still believe that we should still receive from our elders. And even as we grow older and we're teenagers and we're applying to colleges, we still believe that we should get scholarships, grants for free and not work hard for it. Yeah.
Go.
Why do we have a take mentality? To me, I don't think I have a take mentality. If I have something and someone else desperately needs it, chances are that I will give that person. To me, I think it depends on the influences, the environment, and the society that you brought up. You're not just born with a take mentality. You need to be conditioned to accept it. In this neighborhood, you need to have a take mentality to survive because no one's going to give you anything. You have to take it for yourself. And if you're born here, you gradually start normalizing taking and not giving.
Is there a true self? And if so, when does it appear?
Is there true self? I believe that there is, because I believe that everybody has their one self, and everywhere you are, there's just a different form of etiquette in terms of like knowing how to act, knowing what to do, knowing how to speak. So in school, I'm still me, but I know how to act, and I may act differently than when I'm outside with my friends. I'm still me, but I know how to act.
Is there a true self? Well, I feel like throughout life we have different characteristics we develop, and depending on where we are and who we talk to, that characteristics may change. But I feel like ultimately there is one true self, and that comes out when you're being completely real to yourself. And I feel like while we go through life, we learn more about ourselves, and we know which characters we want, which characters we don't want. And ultimately, we know what is real to ourselves, and if we stay real to ourselves, we know who the true identity is.
I believe there is a true self, and your true self comes about when you're doing what you love to do most. When you're by yourself and you're free to explore everything within yourself. I feel like that form of you is real, and no one can take anything away from you because you're not being pressured from outside views and other people's thoughts.